Here at ABC2, we're committed to giving you the information you need when you head to the polls in November. As part of our commitment to Democracy 2012, we are bringing you 5-minute one-on-one interviews with the candidates. Joining me now is John LaFerla, the Democratic candidate for Maryland's 1st Congressional District. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Let's start off with your opening statement.
Okay, well, only 4 weeks ago, I had no idea I would be the candidate for United States Congress from District 1. There was another person who had edged me out in the primary who had to withdraw from the race just a few weeks ago. So, being that she now is still going to have her name on the ballot, and so I'm going to have to be a write-in candidate trying to win this race against our incumbent Republican, Andy Harris. So my opening statement is that I am a OBGYN and public health physician. I'm not a career politician. I have lived on the Eastern Shore, and I've been a resident here for over a decade. I've been taking care of patients for 40 years, one-on-one as a doctor, and then in the last 20 years working in public health. It's been a natural transition for me to get involved in politics, and what I see is that now the nation needs healing, and so I'd like you to send me to Congress so I can help get things back on track. Right now we have a representative who is not standing up for the Bay, not standing up for women's rights, not standing up for the average citizen. He is not representing District 1 well at all. If I'm elected, and I humbly ask for your vote, I will stand up for Social Security, I will stand up for Medicare, I will try and improve and implement Obamacare, and I will stand up for the rights of women. So if you think about it, this election is going to be pivotal. You have an opportunity now to vote for continued brinksmanship or to vote for statesmanship. You make the choice.
So, Mr. LaFerla, tell me, between the debt, the unemployment rate, the shaky housing market, what do you see as going towards some solutions to fixing some of these things?
Sure. Well, obviously, Kelly, we've come out of one of the worst times that we've had in 70 years economically. This country is still struggling, but I see shoots of promise. The unemployment rate is trending down. The housing market is firming up as we work through our load of foreclosed houses. One of the signs that I think is very promising is that if you look at the average personal debt that's gone down, people have used this time to kind of pull within, pay off debt, and to try and consolidate their own finances. I think we're at a time when we actually can start to move forward. What it takes, though, is putting money back in the hands of the middle class so they have money to spend. That will help businesses have customers, and that'll get the whole wheel of the engine moving again. Without that, and by simply focusing on cutting taxes and cutting spending in government, is not the right way to go.
Former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice has said that education today is kind of like the civil rights struggle of today's age. How do you assess that statement?
Well, I think she's very wise, and I agree. Education in our country today is a very uneven experience, and there are schools that are good, and there are some students that don't have access to good schools. Looking not only at private versus public, but also public schools in wealthy neighborhoods versus not, because of the structure that we use property taxes. I think that we need to strengthen our education because this is the future of America. Not to use an old cliche, but it really is. And so I think that when you get right down to it, kids want to learn, and teachers want to teach. And so we have to get out of the way of the creativity and allow that to happen. On the other hand, we can't go to a situation where there's no standards and no regulation, so some kind of balance needs to happen. At the higher education level, we need to strengthen Pell Grants, and we need to do something to help students with their long-term student loans, which we've been doing through the Obama administration. Actually recommended putting caps on the amount that a student would have to pay as a % of their income once they graduate from school, and also the number of years that they have to pay. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Okay. John LaFerla, candidate for Maryland's 1st Congressional District, thank you very much for coming in with us today. If you'd like to see the interviews and other candidate interviews, you can log on to abc2news.com/politics. And don't forget to vote on Tuesday, November 6th.